No. Actually, some of them look like her. Some of them, we've got all different types, actually. I mean, a lot of the girls here,
Are they so good?
a lot of the girls here work for Screaming Queens on a freelance basis, and we've got a little fashion show of a couple of our girls coming
Could you
up.
please show us some Screaming Queens?
Of course. Well, our first Screaming Queen is Hedda Lettuce. Hedda has recently escaped from a maximum security women's penitentiary, and she's looking to revive her career as a hand model. Show us your hands, Hedda. If there's any agents out there.
Now, how much does Hedda go for? A quarter, a dime?
10 cents, and you can have Hedda Lettuce at your next party.
10 cents a dime.
Next, coming up, we've got Mermaida. Now, Mermaida's the hostess of a popular New York City cable TV show called Mermaids. She loves to swim. She loves to go swim right into wild parties and make a splash. She could really ride a seahorse. Go, Mermaida. She's so sexy.
And a swish, too.
Now, our next one's a real drama queen. We've got Kabuki Starshine. Kabuki's the shining star of New York's avant-garde. She took her name from the Kabuki Theater of Japan, and she advocates a classical approach to cross-dressing. And she's pretty.
Unbelievable makeup! Unbelievable! Wait a minute. Do you get a close-up of this face? That is incredible. You did that by yourself?
Yes, it took me about 3 hours to do.
And
It's not much to spend about 3 hours because I think we're all very passionate about what we do and we like to put everything into it.
Well, you sure did. And can you answer one? How do you get that skinny waist?
Well, I've actually got a waist cincher, and it's a 22-inch waist.
And you wear a waist cincher. Yeah. Girls, we need to get some waist cinchers. those are something else. We'll be right back in a minute. When we come back, I'm going to take you live. You think there's a party here? I'm going to take you to Harlem because it's in its heyday tonight. We'll be right back. I know you have a 6-0. Sweeping America. That's what we're talking about today, the drag craze. You had a question.
First of all, you ladies look beautiful. You really do have it going on. And secondly, where do you put your manhood when you're dressed in dresses like this?
Candace?
America wants to know.
I don't want to get technical, but you just kind of put it back into the back.
In the drawer.
In the drawer.
In the drawer.
Up underneath.
Let me ask you, have any of you gone so far as to actually want sex change operations? Is that part of what you want to do, or part of the thrill is just dressing up like women?
I like to see how far I can push it, to see how far I can go to where I look like a woman, but
well,
never.
you pushed it pretty far, because you look like a woman.
Yeah, I want to know, what's the difference between a drag queen and a transvestite, or transsexual, if you want to? We want to know.
Glamour.
Yeah. But is there a difference between a drag queen and a transvestite?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Someone who dresses up to be showy and to perform, whereas a transvestite could be someone that just gets, that wears women's clothes, whether they get turned on by it or sit at home, getting turned on by it, which is a drag queen wouldn't really do. Drag queen wouldn't put on her
Those
gown.
are the straight men.
A drag queen wouldn't put on a gown to get excited by herself in the mirror. She'd want to go out and cut up on stage and excite.
Listen, I told you before the break.
The transsexual has the operation.
And the transsexual has the actual operation. Let me bring in from uptown New York, from uptown, downtown, all over the place. There's a drag queen craze, and we're taking you now up to Copeland's restaurant. Ow, Clarice! We're going up to Copeland's restaurant where, oh my gosh, there's Grandma Huxtable. Actress Clarice Taylor is it. Clarice, what are you doing there?
Up here is where it's happening, Rolonda. What is going on?
Well, what is there? Is there's a drag queen show there too?
Yes, we have. We have the Illusions.
They're
fantastic.
May I see, who's that behind you?
One of the Illusions, honey.
Oh, yes, this is Monica Sunbeam.
You go, girl.
Monica. Hello. Just finished doing Ella Fitzgerald and took the house out. And you were standing up cheering.
Hello.
just get a casket for me.
It is fantastic. I'm having a ball up here. It is, you hear? That's the people screaming and throwing money and carrying on. It's going on up here in Harlem.
Thank you so much, Clarice Taylor from The Cosby Show there. Oh, boy. Here's a question from the audience. Come on.
Yes, for the young lady who does house calls, do you ever have an abusive...
House cleaning.
Do any of your girls ever get abused, like you find out that you don't have a not-so-nice client after all?
It's never happened yet. You know, we pretty much carefully screen the people who we're sending out and who we're sending to, and, you know, they've got to pay us money. So usually people aren't going to spend a lot of money on a joke, and if they do, we'll beat them up.
Question.
I had a question for Candace. I want to know if you have models for Victoria's Secrets and the women in the magazine. About how many are personally men?
Actually, I just did a photo shoot with Esquire magazine. It came out a couple days ago.
Was it about drag queens?
No, it was actually 2 real girls, me and another man.
Really?
And
and there you are. Wow, look at that. Which one are you?
I'm in the red.
The one in the red, of course. Picking the leg. And what was the whole point of that article? What was it about?
I just went on a go-see. I heard about it, and I went up there, and it was just the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas. They flew us to Las Vegas, and we did a shoot there.
Wow, see? Coming to a magazine stand near you. Please welcome our next guest, Hayne Jason. She runs Lucky Chang's. And Hayne, why don't you introduce some of your special staff members and tell us what Lucky Chang's is, first of all.
Lucky Chang's is a restaurant which serves Asian California cuisine, and it's graciously served by Asian waitresses in drag. And would like me to introduce
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, first we have Bree.
Bree.
From Hawaii.
Hello, Bree. Okay.
We have Tika from Vietnam.
Tika.
Otik from the Philippines. And Anita from Singapore.
Mary is the mother of one of our guests, Linda. This is your mom.
Right.
So what do you think when your son comes home dressed like this?
Yeah, I think he's just gorgeous. I really do. He makes a wonderful woman.
But don't people say, how could you let that happen, Mary?
It's going to be real interesting now because all of a sudden having to go off to New York, being on that show with a panel, I let a lot of people know about this where I work. I mean, you know, it all came out, and that's fine. I'm glad about it because then he's got a lot, or she's got a lot of talent, you know, and does a lot of things, and I'm happy that
to get some acceptance.
People
Mary,
notice.
Let me ask you this though: do you ever worry that people won't accept Linda and
No, tough woman.
Yeah, a tough woman. Okay, Mom.
What makes it easier, Yolanda, is that she used to actually be a man.
No.